Welcome to Inquiry into Self. So, this last part is discovering this inner harmony running our lives. And that is through replacing the thought with other thoughts and then looking to see the evidence that they could be equally true. So, it's not that we're necessarily attaching to these new thoughts, but that we're getting the fluidity to flow between different perspectives. So, a really simple one. Suppose my son shouldn't get a GAD, he should be graduating. So we flip to the opposite. My son should be getting a GAD, should not be graduating. And I should be getting a GED and should not be graduating. Play with both those ideas and discover, oh yeah, there's a humility there that I get to learn. There's a wildness I get to become friendly with. There's an opportunity that life is going to flow through connections I wouldn't have understood otherwise. Your son, if he had the normal graduation, his whole life would have been full of a bunch of rigid, structured things that aren't going to happen. And instead, these other things that are more fluid are happening. So, what skills are being cultivated through that process? Skills that might turn out to be immensely valuable. So, same thing when I look at myself, when I turn it around to myself. Well, in what way is having a GAD for me better than graduating? In other words, what is it for me to take the simpler way? Where in life am I learning to take the simpler way? And that is turning out to have benefits. So we're playing with these so that we discover that what we know is actually so limited. So it changes our relationship with our thought. It also changes our relationship with what we value. I was valuing this more normal structure. And if I'm going to accept for myself a GED, in other words, somewhere in my life, rather than go the official route, I'm going to go a simpler route. I'm going to allow myself to live in greater simplicity. Oh, wow. Yes, I can discover that within me that values this simplicity. Whatever that new turnaround is, we can discover, oh, life is cultivating new values in me. That's a great opening. Great opening. And then we don't stop this process until the thought and that whole identity structure falls away on its own. Once that part of identity that's attached into this thought of looking good, being intelligent, being efficient, whatever it is that we're identified in this idea, when that idea drops away, a piece of that I have to be intelligent, or that a piece of that I have to be efficient, or I have to be kind, whatever it is, a piece of that will also fall away. When that falls away, there's this lightness of, aha, goodness is not restricted to one single path. Goodness shows up all kinds of ways. So as we discover this goodness that doesn't have to fit in a box, there's this lightening of our self and our expertise, and lightening of what we are imposing upon the world. Lightening that, oh yeah, there's good happening here too. And when that happens, when we get that, oh, yeah, there is good happening here too. When that happens, then suddenly the whole world looks different. The danger seems much less. The care seems much less. The natural safety seems much greater. All of that just starts to shift within us. And no longer is there this better and less than. Instead, we see, this fluidity intertwines all the ways they play together. So that's the opportunity here, that we come out, and instead of being in such a certainty, we're in a fluidity of benevolence. So if you find that this process of self-inquiry is helpful, please push like and subscribe.